Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of Nollywood's most talked about controversies. Yul Edochie, the acclaimed Nigerian actor, recently sat down for a raw and unfiltered interview about his failed marriage to May Edochie, the public scandal that rocked their family, and the aftermath that continues to dominate social media headlines. This isn't just another celebrity gossip story. This is about a man trying to defend his choices, a family torn apart in the public eye, and the complex reality that exists behind closed doors. Whether you agree with him or not, his words reveal a side of the story that many haven't heard. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's unpack this explosive interview. Before we get to the controversy, let's rewind to where it all began. Yul Edochie got married at just 22 years old. Yes, you heard that right, 22. In today's world, that seems almost unthinkable. Most 22-year-olds are still figuring out their careers, their identities, scrolling through social media, and exploring life. But Yul insists his generation was different. He met May while they were both writing their WAEC or GCE exams. They literally met at the examination center. By the time they both entered university, they were already together. And by 22, Yul was married with his first child on the way. He makes an interesting point about social media. Back then, there were no smartphones constantly buzzing with notifications, no Instagram to scroll through, no TikTok to waste hours on. Young people were more focused, more driven. They had to be. Yul argues that a 22-year-old in his era was more mature, more rugged than today's 22-year-olds. And perhaps there's some truth to that. Without the constant digital distractions, young people back then were forced to engage with the real world, build real relationships, and make real commitments earlier in life. Fast forward to 2022, and everything changed. Yul Edochie publicly announced a second marriage to actress Judy Austin. He didn't just marry another woman, he had already gotten her pregnant. The news exploded across Nigerian social media like a bomb. May Edochie, his wife of nearly 2 decades and mother of his children, was blindsided. The public humiliation was absolute. Here was a man who had built a family, raised children, and shared countless memories with one woman, only to publicly parade another woman as his second wife. The Nigerian internet went into meltdown. Team May emerged almost instantly. People condemned Yul for his actions, calling him irresponsible, a cheater, and worse. His reputation took a massive hit. Brand deals evaporated. Former fans turned against him. But in this interview, Yul tries to flip the script. He refuses to give details, saying not everything should be discussed publicly. He hints that there's more to the story, things that. In this interview, Yul tries to flip the script. He refuses to give details, saying not everything should be discussed publicly. He hints that there's more to the story, things that happen behind closed doors, things that led to his decision, things that social media doesn't know about. He uses a powerful analogy. Social media only hears from 50 to 100% of the story, but they never hear one of 49%, the foundation that led to everything else. And he's right about one thing. We rarely know what truly happens inside someone else's marriage. Here's where things get interesting. The interviewer asks Yul point blank, "Are you okay with being the villain in this story?" His answer, "I don't mind." Think about that for a second. Most people would scramble to defend themselves, to explain, to justify. But Yul takes a different approach. He essentially says, you can't please everybody, so why try? He makes a compelling philosophical argument. If you spend your life trying to make everyone like you, one of two things will happen: you'll lose yourself and forget your mission, or the stress will destroy you. He even alludes to people he knows who tried too hard to please others and ended up making terrible decisions, some even dying in the process. There's a certain freedom in his position. He's accepted that half the world hates him, and he's moved on. He still has fans. His social media posts still go viral. He claims he's been one of the most talked about Nigerians for the past 4 or 5 years. But here's the question. Is this genuine acceptance, or is it just a defense mechanism? Is he truly at peace with being seen as the bad guy, or is this just his way of coping with a massive public backlash? Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of this entire saga is the impact on the children. Yul and May have 3 surviving children together. They tragically lost one in 2023. Their eldest daughter, Danielle, is now 21 years old. Social media has been brutal. Videos surfaced of Danielle speaking out against her father, expressing her pain and anger. The internet rallied around her, praising her for standing up to Yul. But in this interview, Yul reveals something surprising. He says he recently saw Danielle in Lagos when they were both at court. She came with her mother, and Yul called her over. They hugged. He told her, "You're too stubborn," and she laughed. Then he gave her advice, "Don't insult people on the internet. Have your opinions, but don't go around insulting people." Yul shows receipt, literally. He pulls out his phone to show messages with his children, including a recent transfer of money to his son in university. He visits his younger son's school regularly. He's present, even if it's not broadcasted on social media. His argument is simple. Just because you don't see it online doesn't mean it's not happening. He says there's a court order preventing him from posting about his children publicly, which is why his social. Yul shows receipt, literally. He pulls out his phone to show messages with his children, including a recent transfer of money to his son in university. He visits his younger son's school regularly. He's present, even if it's not broadcasted on social media. His argument is simple. Just because you don't see it online doesn't mean it's not happening. He says there's a court order preventing him from posting about his children publicly, which is why his social media doesn't show these interactions. But he also acknowledges something profound. His 21-year-old daughter can't fully understand him yet. He says, "I didn't understand my father when I was 21. I only understood him when I turned 44. Stepping back from the drama, this interview raises bigger questions about marriage, social media, and public judgment. Yul makes the point that people are quick to judge marital issues without knowing the full story. He says, you have to be in someone's home to truly know what's happening. And he's right. We've all seen couples that look perfect on Instagram, only to announce their divorce months later. But here's the counterpoint. When you publicly humiliate your spouse by parading a second wife and a new baby on social media, you invite public judgment. You can't have it both ways. You can't make your private life public when it suits you, then demand privacy when the backlash comes. Yul also says he wishes May well. He wants her to progress and succeed. She's the mother of his children, and he holds no ill will toward her. He even criticizes people online who are trying to hold him down or prevent May from succeeding, calling their behavior nonsense. But actions speak louder than words. The damage has been done. The trust has been broken. The family has been fractured. So what's the verdict? Is Yul Edochie a villain, or is he a man dealing with complex marital issues that the public doesn't fully understand? The truth probably lies somewhere in between. Marriage is complicated. People are complicated. And when you add fame, social media, and Nigerian cultural expectations into the mix, things become even messier. What's clear is this story is far from over. The wounds are still fresh. The children are still processing. And the court of public opinion remains divided. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time.